Hello and welcome to I'm Here Too, a podcast by Inclusion WA. My name's Liam. I'm here with Mac. How's it going?
Good, thanks, Sam. How are you?
Very good. It's good to have you back. And we have our very first guest. His name is Jack. How you going, Jack?
Doing good.
It's a pleasure to have you in. Now, we actually go back a little while. So I've known Jack for about 2.5 years, I think. And you're one of the people that I've supported working here at Inclusion WA. And you've got this really cool story that we're going to talk a little bit about further on about employment. But just tell us a little bit about yourself to start off with.
I like Lego and I like getting it and doing stuff.
Yeah. So what were you working on with your Lego at the
I'm
moment?
trying to make it like a warehouse for my Lego Technique models.
Yeah, cool. So you're a bit of a like Lego Technique in particular.
I'm almost like a master builder.
Master builder, yeah,
Wow.
like the movie.
Mm.
Yeah, that's really cool. And your favorite animal
Is
is?
cows.
Yes.
Cows.
And Mac,
Yes.
you have experience as well, which I just found out about on the way in with cows.
Yeah. You're right. I am a vegan, so we've learned that me and Jack have something in common, a love for cows. I have a pet cow called Maisie.
Oh, so it's still technically your pet.
Well, I hope it's still alive. I don't live on the farm anymore, but I'm hoping that Maisie wasn't sent to the butchers when I left. That was the deal. But yes, I love cows too.
Sounds like a fair deal.
Yeah.
So Jack, so you had this amazing story about employment, right? But before you met a few of the other people who supported you and myself, do you remember what it was like? Kind of just
When I first started, I felt a little bit scared because I wasn't sure what pantless to do, didn't know what to do, and then eventually I got good at it.
yeah. So even before you had the job though,
It was really hard for the find me a job. It
Yeah.
was really hard to find one, and then I eventually found one.
yeah. So what sort of things did you do when you were like looking for a job
When
to start off with?
When I was looking for a job, first I looked up something to do with trains, and then I looked it up. It took a couple tries, and then when I first got it, and then when I first started, I was a volunteer, wasn't getting paid.
Mhm.
How long did you volunteer for before you got paid?
Maybe not too sure about it.
It was probably somewhere between like 6 months and a year, I think.
That's a really long time
Yeah.
to
It was a
work
long
somewhere,
time.
right? And to not get paid any money.
And then I didn't know any of the staff. I did not know anyone. But now when I go to Transperth and work,
Yeah.
now I know everyone, and now I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
So you said that you work at Transperth.
Now
Mhm.
I start at 9 in the morning.
Okay, and do you want to tell us a little bit about Transperth and what you do?
Transperth is a really good job. Sometimes people can ask me questions.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the answers I know, some of the answers I don't know. So you go to the front office, and they will tell you what bus you're looking for. And then I also do I do pamphlets, back forms, sometimes little jobs around the office, lost property.
Yeah?
And then I've been working for that company now for 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. So it's Transperth, so that's a
Mm.
transport. And are you working with trains or buses?
But working for you know how they have all the pamphlets for all the numbers, like, because people get confused. They think it's the top number, like 45 is the bus number, but it's not. That's just the pamphlet number. So the bus number is underneath.
Yeah.
Right. See,
So you can
I
tell he
find
knows
it.
his stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I kind of avoid using transport sometimes because I find it confusing and a little bit overwhelming. So you would be helping people like me who are a little bit confused about all the different routes and all the different train lines, and it is quite confusing.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
But it seems as if you're a bit of a pro at that stuff, right?
When I first met Jack, it was quite obvious that he like had this knack for like bus numbers and trains and stuff.
And then when I'm on a bus, I know exactly where it goes because I know the route.
Yeah.
Right.
So like anytime he will see a bus,
I would know what it is.
yeah, if he sees the 3 numbers, he'd be like, oh, that one goes there.
Then one goes like, the 99 goes from
Yeah.
Busport to Scarborough.
Yeah.
Right, so it's a skill of yours.
It's a skill I know.
And an interest as well, right?
Yeah, but some buses I don't know the route. When I get on that bus, then I know that route.
Yeah. So you're really like into learning about where all the buses go.
Yeah, I know the cap buses will go around Perth. I know that.
Yep. So like I said, when I first met Jack, we were kind of intrigued about how he knew so much about like the buses, and you also really love trains just in general, right?
Yeah, but sometimes when you're waiting for a train, sometimes the train brakes are not very good. Sometimes it's really bad.
Yeah, they're a bit screechy
So
sometimes.
bad.
Yeah.
And then also when I do rec ones. I go to East Perth, and sometimes I see holiday trains. Sometimes I don't see them.
Yeah, so anything to do with trains, like holiday trains, old-fashioned trains, the Transperth trains, Jack was just fascinated by them. So what we did initially was we found a contact for Transperth, which was actually another company who hire out staff.
I think that company called Seco.
Got it, Jack.
That's the company who did it.
Yeah. So Jack, you started off volunteering at Transperth. You did that for a few months, and then we had a lot of discussions with Transperth and Serco about you developing into a paid role, right?
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about like what it was like for you when you were talking with me, who was talking to Serco about you getting a job?
When I started getting paid, I was happy getting paid because when I volunteered, I was wondering, am I going to get paid for doing this or not? Because I was wondering if I was going to get paid or not.
It sounds like you were maybe like a little bit angry. Do you think it was?
I was a little bit angry when they were not paying me.
Yeah, maybe a little bit frustrated. I'd say.
I think it's okay.
Yeah. And then
but I think it's okay for like our clients to say things like that. I don't think it's said enough. I really don't. I think a lot of individuals who are differently abled in our community do a lot of work and put a lot of hard work in, right? And it's hard for you.
And I come in and what do? I just do it for fun. I don't even get paid. What's the point? What's the point of that?
And it's good for a little bit. It's nice to have opportunities, but like you said, you're valued.
I was a little bit anxious getting paid. I was really wanting to get paid.
Yeah, and that's awesome. But what the point that we're trying to get across is that some people take for granted having a paid job,
and then they forget to pay you. You see what I mean?
Some companies.
Yeah, that's exactly.
I worked for a company who forgot to pay me once.
Oh, really?
I won't say what they're called, but they don't exist anymore.
Okay, well, there you go.
It was when I was like 17 or 16 or something.
Okay, I see.
I did like 4 or 5 shifts and they didn't pay me once.
And then I'm talking.
Let's chase that up.
My dad ended up going in the place and he was like, "Pay my son now in cash."
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
So
I bet he got pretty angry.
yeah, well, I don't think he got angry, but he's assertive. So
And then,
that's good though, because your time is valuable, right? Is what we're saying.
And
you've got things you want to do. You want to buy a Switch.
Yeah.
How are you going to go on this train if individuals who are differently able in our community aren't given money?
Yeah, and something else I just want to point out as well is like, so when Jack was volunteering, it was, a great opportunity that was given to him, and it was really like the first time I think that Serco and Transperth had even like tried doing that. Oh. So that was really cool from them to do that. And then there was a little bit of frustration where we were like, "Oh, can he get paid? That'd be great if he was getting paid," and it was a bit of to and froing. But the fact of the matter is, they actually did see that Jack was valuable, and that he was helping their company. And that it was awesome for him to be part of a team. And they said, you know what? Yes, we will pay him.
Well, it's good. So you're one step forward, right?
Yeah.
And I was happy getting paid. I was officially happy. Then I was happy, yes.
Yeah. And Serco, they're a big company. They get, they make a lot of money, not just here in Australia, but overseas. And for them to kind of like say that, yes, we're going to do that, that's good on them, I say. It's companies to...
It's really awesome. But what we need to see is all companies.
Exactly. That's what I wanted to get to, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome if all companies could do that, right?
Yeah.
Give people a chance, right?
Give people a go.
Yeah, because sometimes all you needed was a go. All you needed was someone to say yes.
Yeah.
And you've done a great job.
I've done a good job. And then when I also went to Transperth, they first gave me my badge and it was saying in training because I was in training. Yeah. And then after I was in training, then they gave me a popper, and now I've got a jacket with Transperth on it.
And you don't have the in-training badge anymore. No. You're fully in.
But the problem, sometimes I take my jacket, if it's cold, I would take it, because it's a fake jacket.
So something that Serco and Transperth were able to do for Jack was what we call at our company creating a customized role. And I think that's what a lot of other companies can look at and learn from a bit. So, because normally they're going to mostly hire all their staff either on casual for this amount of, casual's not an amount of time, is it? So they'll hire people for part-time on this amount of time, casual staff, come in as much as you can, that sort of thing, and some full-time staff. But when Jack came in and volunteered, he said, you know what, this is just the amount of work that I want. I just want to be working for a few hours a week. so that I can earn money and that I can be part of a team and have a job. And they said, yep, that's fine. And then once we had this discussion about him getting paid, it was like, well, he's doing this for you. He's helping out. If he was getting paid, that would be great for him, and it would also be great for you because you could keep using him to get this job done. And once I think they realized that, there's no harm in us paying him, and we definitely want to keep him here, that customized role was created. So they made a specific role for Jack where he only had to come in a few hours a week.
Every Monday.
Every Monday.
Every
That's
Monday
when he comes
for
in.
4 hours.
And
they
he
get paid every
that's
fortnight.
right. More companies out there should be more willing to do it. I think that's the point.
And then also when I have more money and my dream will be to do?
What's your dream?
To go on the Ocean Pacific train.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Oh my God, it's like a massive train. And
it's super fancy, right?
Yeah, I want to go on it. It'd be so cool to go on it.
How many years do you think you're going to have to work for to get that kind of cash?
Maybe about 6 years.
And you'll be happy doing that, do you think, working at Transperth for 6 years?
For 6 years, and then after 6 years, I'll probably retire and move on to another job I want to do.
Oh, so you've got other dreams?
I've got other ones.
He's got plenty of dreams.
Yeah? Did you maybe what's next for you then?
Working at the airport, doing something at the airport.
Oh.
So I think Transperth and working at the train station and stuff like that is definitely a great start for him. Because it's your first job, right?
Yeah, it was my first job because I wanted to work at the airport. Then I can take the new airport train every day to work every time I go to the airport. And then
when that one's built though, right?
When that's built.
Do you know when it's going to be when they finish building that?
I think it's going to be next year.
Next year.
Because
not too far away.
Because they're working on it, but they're having a lot of problems at the moment. I remember one time they were saying the track was sinking into the ground when it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh,
that was really bad. And then also the butt line's all done, but all the other lines.
I think they're going up to Yanchep too, aren't they?
Yeah, and then all the other lines they're closing lines down because they're trying to do maintenance on the lines and putting new tracks and stuff in. And then also they're doing a lot of work at Bayswater. They're doing a lot of work down there.
Yes, they are. They're extending the line out, aren't they?
Extending the line, and then
they want a train line to go all the way out to Ellenbrook.
Yeah, then I don't know what's going to happen to the I have no idea what they're going to do with the Malvern Bridge when trucks always hit it. I don't know what they're going to do with
That's
that.
a really good point, actually.
I don't know what
about
I have
that
no
bridge,
idea what you're talking about.
There's a bridge. They call it like the Bayswater Bridge.
And it's so famous because every 2 weeks there's a truck always hitting it.
Yeah.
There's
Really?
always a truck hitting that bridge. I don't see how low it is.
Because it's quite a low bridge.
Okay.
God.
And especially now where like a lot of people follow Google Maps.
Yes.
They're not like concentrating about where they're driving. And then
they also have its own famous, famous
it's got a website.
It's got a Facebook website you can follow if you want to.
I think there's a constant 24-hour, like 24/7 camera on it where you can just watch and wait and see if someone's hit it yet. But it happens like a good maybe 5 or 6 times a year.
Yeah.
So
that's too many times.
Yeah.
And then a truck gets stuck, then the road's closed, and then when you go under the bridge, you can see the damage of what trucks hit it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's a pretty crazy spot in Perth, actually.
They need to get that sorted.
They do, yeah. So it's really cool how you know all this stuff about like the train stations and the train lines that are coming up, right? So you've learnt about that from being at Transperth?
Yeah, then I also noticed Transperth, when I bought a book from the Bassington Museum, Transperth was always like that. It was old, really old.
You can definitely still see the heritage there, can't you?
You can still see the heritage, but everything's moved around. It's not the same. But if you go on the website and type in, what did Perth used to look like, you can see what it used to look like. It's nothing like today.
Yeah, no, it's changed a lot.
And then the Perth Underground, that was never there, and now it's been built because the horse bridge used to be there. There used to be stairs, but the stairs are not there because the Perth Underground's new now. It's one of the newest lines.
It's really good, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
how it connects up.
Connects up. And also, did you know something?
What?
All the train lines connected together, all connected in the tunnel, so you can't see where you go, but it's all connected. Not many people know about that.
It's a good thing that the train drivers know where they're going, though, isn't it? Otherwise, we'd be going who knows where.
Oh.
Well,
and then,
Jack, it's great to hear that you've like gotten this job, right? Because it sounds like you know heaps about it. It's really exciting for you and it's heaps of fun and you have a job and that's important for your life, right? But what do you think was the hardest part about getting the job?
Trying
Do you
to,
think?
I think the hardest part was trying to get the job, trying to look it up and see if I can get it. That was the hard part.
Okay, and what do you think was stopping you from getting the job?
I think they're trying to stop me. I think they're saying you can't get the job because you don't have any experience with trains.
Right.
Or just in experience in general, right?
'Cause I
People
had
were
a-
looking for
'cause-
experience.
Because I had a lot of experience, and then I volunteered and see if they want me to come in, and then now I know every employee. I know every single employee now.
Yeah.
But you had to be quite persistent, right?
Yeah.
In order for them to give you a chance.
To give
You
me a
did, yeah.
chance.
Yeah, they
you had to
weren't-
stick around for like, 6 months to a year or whatever. So
And then when I go to work, I wear black pants, black shoes. I don't wear my green shirt. I wear my green shirt when I get there.
yes.
Then put my badge, and then I've got a lanyard, and I don't have to tab on anywhere I go. But if I'm going from Perth to East Perth, I have to tab on.
Yeah. So he's fully kitted out in Transperth uniform.
Very
now.
cool. Is it,
Yeah.
does it feel good to have a uniform?
Yeah, it does feel good.
Yeah, I feel like you're part of a community.
I feel like I'm part
He's
of
definitely part of the
Yeah.
team there.
That's awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's probably not always been easy for you though, right? To
No.
find a community and to, be part of a team like that.
Yeah, and then sometimes when I went to work today, man, it was a bit busy today. There was a lot
Oh,
of
yeah?
pamphlets. Sometimes there's a lot of pamphlets.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's less pamphlets. Depends on if there's any football or anything on.
Yeah.
Oh, I can imagine that it would
Yeah.
get. What about for the grand final? Is it going to be
Oh.
crazy?
It'll be crazy for the grand final.
Definitely. And then I know parts are really busy. Busport is busy.
Yep.
Perth is busy. But live with Key, not many people go through that station. Not many people
it's
go.
a
That's
tip.
busy.
It
Yeah.
gets a little bit busy.
If you
but
want a
not
pamphlet,
lot.
try Elizabeth Key.
It's
There's
like-
usually more there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to what Mac was saying though, Jack, like, do you think it was pretty tough though finding a job in general, like, because you said people kept telling you didn't have much experience, and it wasn't just like with Transperth. That wasn't the first place that you tried, right? You tried
Other places. Yeah.
And do you think there was anything that kind of like
I
was
remember
difficult about trying
I
at other
remember
places?
Other places were a bit harder, but then I remember we went to this other place where they did the meetings and they tried to find jobs, and then they stopped that. They cancelled all
Yeah.
that. What was that place called?
I'm not sure. I don't know if I did that with you.
No,
Maybe
but,
someone else did.
and then it was next to Office Works, and then they shut it down.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And then
I'm not sure what that was.
And then when you go into the busport, it's massive. It's almost like a giant airport, but instead of planes, you got buses at gates.
Wait, where is that?
Busport, the new busport.
Oh, the new busport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks
yeah.
like one big giant airport, and they got all these buses, and they got the timetables, and
So apart from like the fact that you were really interested in trains and buses, and that Transperth was willing to give you a go volunteering to start off with, what else was it about working for Transperth, or Serco, as the company who hires people for Transperth is called? What was it about that or that company that was really good for you, do you think?
I think they need me because they're short of staff. Sometimes staff can't make it, but that's why I come in on Mondays, because there's not many staff working on that day.
Yeah, right. So you've got like this specific role that you do at Transperth, right? Which you've already spoken a little bit about. So what were they again? What are the things you do?
I do timetables.
Yep.
Pamphlets.
Yep.
Documents.
Yep. Delivering documents.
Sometimes lost property if there's anything I need to pick up
Mhm.
and take, and sorting out those bags, and
Yep.
sometimes putting up posters if there's anything little jobs.
Yeah. So little jobs around things to do with the pamphlets.
Sometimes I have to put up posters.
Yep.
Or
Putting up posters.
remember that day, chocolate day, we had to go and bring every box to every infant centre.
Yes. Connecting up the info centers. There's a few around.
There's
So
a few. There's one in the busport, one at the train station, and one at William Street.
would you say though that those tasks are important?
Yes, they are very important.
So they need to get done, right?
They need to get done. And if you lost something and you don't claim it in those 4 days, it gets snapped. All your cards get chopped.
Yeah.
It goes straight
So
to
people,
loss.
lost property, for example,
Yeah.
where you help out with like making the bags
Yeah,
ready
so-
for them.
Yeah.
If no one's doing the lost property, then people aren't going to get their
No,
missing
and then
wallets back or whatever.
Because if you don't get your wallet back, they will cut all your cards, and it all goes to good
Mm.
semis.
So do you think that when Transperth gave you the opportunity to help out with those things, do you think that they saw you as being valuable to them?
I was, yes, and I was helping that company out because I know they need more help.
So don't you think that like that would have been a big reason why for you, like that you felt like you'd want to be here and that's where you want to work because you were valued, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like it. I do like
Yeah.
it, but it's hard work sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, hard work's good. It keeps you busy,
Mm.
keeps your mind going. That's what you want. But what I'm getting at though is like, is Transperth? I think they really valued the work you were doing there because you volunteered for a while, right?
Yeah.
And then after we spoke to them about like how important you were
then
to come in once a week and do those jobs.
And then now I'm getting paid for doing it now.
Bang,
Now I'm eventually
that's it.
getting paid.
But in order to get paid, you had to really speak up, though. It
Mm.
seems like you had to have a lot of people advocate for you.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of people. And then my boss, Jo, and she saw how good I was getting.
Yeah,
and then,
she was great.
And then
Yeah.
she decided, I think he should get paid now because I'm doing a good job now.
So you said that you have a dream, and you've already ticked one thing off. You've got your job at
Got my
Transperth.
job.
You're getting paid, which is awesome. We love to hear it.
Mm.
And then you said in 5 to 10 years, you want to go from working at Transperth to maybe working in an airport.
Yeah, just
Right?
try it out. For
What
a
other
bit.
dreams do you have, do you think? Like maybe ones about in your personal life, not work. Do you have any other dreams?
You were just telling me a small thing on the way in, that it's something you're saving money for.
I'm saving money for a Nintendo Switch, and I really
Oh.
want one.
Nice. And do you live on your own with family?
I live with my mum and my stepdad,
Awesome.
and
So
my real dad lives in Scotland.
oh,
Then I have a baby brother, and then I've got a sister, and then I got a stepmom over there.
wow. That's pretty cool. Do you think when COVID is all sorted out, maybe you can go visit?
Definitely,
Yeah.
Mm.
because I went to Brisbane one time,
Yeah.
just to stay, and then I couldn't come back because all this COVID-19.
Mm.
Then
Oh,
I
no.
flew back, and then I had to suffer like for 14 days.
Yeah, that was just about a month ago. He
Was
got
that
stuck.
really
you know.
hard on you, having to self-isolate?
It was really hard. 14 days at home, and the cops showed up 2 times to make sure I was staying home.
Was that?
Oh.
Were they nice cops at least?
I wave, hi,
Hello.
and then they took off.
Yeah.
And then when I got out, I officially went to the movies and went to Time Zone. Freedom.
Is there any other dreams that you have, do you think?
Oh, my other dream is I want to go on the Ocean Pacific train.
Oh, we were mentioning that earlier, yeah.
Really,
Yeah.
really want to go on that
But
Mm.
I know, you know that like one of the reasons you get a job, right, is to get money.
so I can get money and
Yeah.
do stuff I want.
Exactly, right? And one of the things that I think a lot of people with like disabilities and things in the community like to do is maybe have independence
Mm.
one day, right? Is that something that you want for yourself?
I want that independence so I can, some stuff I can do by myself, but
Yeah.
some other stuff I can't do. I'm not very good at money, so I need help with
Mm.
that.
Okay, do you
You're
want to?
getting better though.
Yeah, do you want
Getting-
to speak a little bit more about that? Like, what
So
do you need help with?
I need help with my money because sometimes I don't know how much money to give the person. I don't know how much I need to go.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit complicated, but I'm getting better at it.
Well, that's
Mm.
awesome.
Yeah, so Jack also gets support from some other people from our company to do community access and independent living skill sort of stuff as well.
Right. What are you working on?
Sometimes I like me and Dylan like to do geocache.
Dylan, yep.
So we go and do geocache. Sometimes we cook.
What's geocache?
Oh, geocache is like an app
Yeah.
where people hide certain things. And the hints
Oh,
Kind of like Pokemon Go.
I've heard about
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
actually. Is this
Then-
where the things like hidden under like little
Like a-
rocks and like?
Yeah.
bench and stuff.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I did one today, and took me a couple minutes to find, but I found it because me and Chris hopped on the one bus and then
Chris is his other mentor.
and then we end up in the one spot where we were supposed to take the other bus and not this bus because I was going to Kennington and we didn't want that.
That's a little bit off the route. Hey. What'd you find then on the geocache? What were you looking for?
Found a mint tin, and guess what was in it?
What?
A bottled cap and 2 log sheets, and I signed it.
I've heard about this. This is interesting.
Yeah.
I've had other clients and their families
pretty
who
cool,
have been
actually.
really interested
Yeah,
in
then,
doing this.
And then my first goal is to get 100, and I'm on 70 now.
Mm.
And that's my goal, to get to 100 geocaches, and then after that I work up.
What's some of the other stuff that you've done with Dylan? I know you went to the gym, didn't you? Or do you go to the gym on your own now? Actually,
Yeah, I go to the gym by
really?
myself
Yeah.
now. I go by myself.
Wow. How long
Sometimes-
did it take you to get to a point where you could go on your own?
It took me a point when I didn't need him anymore because
Yeah. Was it a long time?
a long time. But sometimes I like to take the bus, or sometimes I like to ride my bike to the gym, stop, padlock it up, go to the gym, and play that, and then ride home.
Yeah, so Dylan helped you out to start off with, right?
Yeah.
And then after he went with you maybe a few times, you worked out how to get there on your own.
Yeah.
And you keep going on your own now. to this day.
Sometimes I go, sometimes I don't go.
Yeah.
Depends.
Depends if you want it, right?
Depends if I want to do it.
I know you also go to the pool in the
Okay.
summertime.
Sometimes I go to the Scarborough Beach pool, and that's good. But the baby pool's hotter, but the adult pool's colder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh.
Scarborough adult pool actually is
It's
very
like
cold.
It's
Oh.
all outdoor, isn't
Yeah,
it? So.
yeah, you have to go when it's really hot because otherwise, once you get out of
Yeah.
the water, you get hit with the wind and it's freezing.
And then when I get out, I like to get in the hot showers and stay in the hot shower for 4 minutes,
Yeah.
at least like half an hour in the shower, and then get out and then go home.
But you have some pretty good social connections now at some of the other stuff you do, right? Like you do a drama class.
I do drama on Wednesdays, then I've got rugby on the other days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I think that's something like that's really cool about Jack is that he's really kind of flourished on his own when he's been able to do things independently. So yeah, we've supported him with like a few things here and there, but like he's really been able to kind of take his own initiative and like work out things that he wants to do, maybe with a bit of help from us or his parents. But like once he's got his head around it, like he's been really good. Like tell us about how you get to and from those things that you do.
Sometimes I take a bus or a train,
Yeah.
and then sometimes if I don't know what bus or train, I go on my Transperth app, look into it, and it'll tell me what time it is.
And then so you take the bus or the train to your rugby
To rugby
and
then-
your drama.
and my
both.
drama.
Yeah. And you get home all on your own, yeah?
Yeah, and then I also I'm also a Monopoly collector. I got so many different Monopoly boards I collect. So many Monopoly boards. And then I did a project on myself and I made my own homemade Monopoly board. My homemade, and that was hard.
Yeah. Yeah, we played a little bit of Monopoly when it was when COVID was first happening, right? Because we couldn't go out much.
Couldn't do nothing.
Played some board games at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are finding that they're kind of flourishing with new interests after this whole pandemic.
Yeah.
You know, I've got friends who have taken up, all sorts. I've got a friend who took up pole dancing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
During the pandemic, and then got really good, because everyone had so much spare time.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Or
then
knitting.
and then sometimes when I'm trying to play Titanfall, and guess what happens?
What?
The game crashes because there's so many people playing it.
Because everyone's at
COVID.
Oh
home.
my
Because of
God.
COVID.
It's not good. It drives me nuts.
Is that because everyone's gaming at home because they can't go out?
I
Yeah.
can't go anywhere. So I try to play during the week. Try play during the week, but on Saturday and Sunday it's actually harder because there's more people on the server crashes.
Right.
Oh.
So when you're not working and at these clubs and doing everything you do in your busy life, Jack, who do you hang out with? Who do you spend time with?
Sometimes I spend time with my mum or my dad,
Yeah.
my stepdad,
Yeah.
or I just do my own thing if I want to have some time alone.
Okay. Do you hope that maybe one of your goals in the future is, reaching out to people and hanging out with like some of the friends that you've made in your social groups?
Probably.
Is that hard, do you think, sometimes?
It's hard because sometimes some people live very far from me and they can't make it and they've got stuff on and all that.
I know for me, sometimes I have difficulty making new friends because I don't want to ask to hang out with people. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm shy or that. I have issues like that
Yeah. It
sometimes.
can be nerve-wracking.
What about you, Liam? Do you
No,
find it easy
definitely.
to make friends?
Oh, no.
No? Do you have like a small circle?
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
small circle of friends and also just like family, like my family and my wife's family are all pretty close. So
Oh, that's so nice.
yeah, I think once you kind of have, and Jack was kind of the same, like with what he was saying, like he's got really kind of like go-getter parents, like
Okay.
his mum and stepdad, they're always wanting to go on holidays and
That's awesome.
do that sort of thing. So he's always like got plenty of stuff on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Jack does a really good job of like being entrenched in those little community groups that he's part of as well.
I think a lot of the clients that I support, a lot of the time it's like one step to, you go meet all these like great groups and you get into these little communities. But I don't know about you guys, but what I find is a lot of my clients outside of those groups
Mm.
they struggle to catch up and make
Yeah.
people outside of those those community settings. And
Yeah.
I see that a lot with the people that I work with, and know that's something that I have to work on with a lot of my clients is, actually getting their phone out when they're not at the group, like on the weekends, and they're feeling a little bit lonely or something, actually getting their phone out and asking. Because I find that a lot of they would love that, their friend would love to hear from them, but
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
getting over that fear, or that, it's quite nerve-wracking to reach
and that's
out,
tough
put
for
yourself
everyone.
out there. Yeah.
It's tough for everyone, even, let alone if you are neurotypical or a person with a disability,
Yeah.
like we were saying. Like I'll admit, like I don't really branch out as much as I would like to. So
Well, maybe have you ever thought, are you neurodivergent at all, Liam? Or?
I don't believe so. No,
Oh, okay.
I'm just neurotypical. So
Oh, okay. I am.
Yeah.
I'm neurodivergent.
yeah, right.
Yeah. So I was diagnosed with. I always thought I was a bit different to people at school, right? And I had trouble sometimes, and I always kind of struggled, and I got really overwhelmed when I was at uni and school and stuff. And I always tried to work out what is it? Why is everyone else having a really easy time, and I'm having a hard time? And I couldn't quite work it out. I was doing quite well still, so I just kind of flew under the radar. But last year I went and earlier this year. And I was diagnosed with I have ADHD.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Which I never thought of. It's either that or I'm on the spectrum.
Yeah.
We're all on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Or it's either that
That's
or
why it's called the spectrum, right?
Yeah. It's either that or I have autism, which is fine. So that's what I'm trying to work out now in my life. But yeah, so I'm not neurotypical actually, which I've came to find out, and it was really interesting to find that out about myself. Actually, it made me feel better. I felt seen. I felt, I understand now why I had trouble.
And then also I have like these medical issues in my brain.
Okay.
I get a lot of blood tests done because they're trying to think of what's going on with my brain and all that. Because I remember a couple of years ago I used to have seizures and my body just shuts down, can't do nothing.
I didn't know that.
It was really.
That sounds really tough, Jack.
And then I know when it happens, and it was not very good. And then what it also does to me, guess what can happen? I feel sick, I get a headache, and I don't eat, and I sleep all day.
Right.
It's really bad.
But you've been doing a bit better with that sort of stuff, though, haven't you?
It's starting to get better. I haven't had the seizure for a long time now, and then I go to doctors a lot, and they get tests done because they're trying to think what's wrong with my body, and I take magnesium a lot.
Okay. Is that tough for you after a while? Do you get kind of
It's really hard when I have to take my magnesium. Sometimes I forget to take it, and I go a little bit stupid.
You go a little bit stupid. What do you mean by that, Jack?
Sometimes I don't take my medicine when I'm supposed to.
I think, we all do that, right? Yeah, but how do you feel like if you, did you ever feel like you were missing out on things, having to go to all these appointments, and did it get kind of like boring? Did you get kind of sick of it? It must get frustrating. Come on.
Sometimes it gets a bit boring when, no, not a blood test.
Yeah, you're allowed to complain. You're allowed to tell us.
I don't like blood tests, but I have to get them done. And
I don't like them either.
No.
The last two I had, I fainted.
Oh my God, bless your heart.
I know.
Bless your heart, Lee. You're delicate. You're a delicate
And I
flower.
had acupuncture a couple of months ago.
Why?
I had a sore neck.
Oh,
Like
see.
really bad.
No.
And then I got the needles in the back of the neck and it made me faint.
Oh yeah, I remember that time you were calling me. You can't come to work because
I did, didn't I?
you had a sore
Yeah,
neck.
I actually had to have a day off once.
And that's
'cause
how
it was so bad.
dedicated he was, Jack, to wanting to come support you. That
Yeah.
he went and got acupuncture.
I
even though he was
literally got
terrified.
needles into my body to try and come and work for you.
And then last time when I looked at it, I don't look at it because I remember having a bad spit. Last time I looked at it and I threw it up because I looked at it.
You threw up.
I literally looked at it and I
my
was about
goodness.
sick. And then other times when I go to get my needles at the hospital,
Yeah.
sometimes I go all dizziness and drowsy.
So who's your support system when you have to do these tough things like that, Jack?
My mum goes.
His mum's really good.
My mum's really good. And
Isn't she a registered nurse? Is that what she is?
yeah, and she does.
Yeah.
How
She
handy is that?
She does ultrasounds and stuff.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah. She was like working in the hospitals right when COVID happened.
Of course
as well.
she was. So this
She
has been a
was-
very tough year for your
Yeah,
mum.
she was a trooper.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of stuff for COVID.
And then my
stuff
mum
came
was
out.
also she was studying really hard. Now she's done for studying now. She's all done.
What was she studying, Jack?
I can't remember what she was studying, but she was studying for something.
Maybe she was getting like an extra qualification at work. So she
Yeah,
could
it might
do,
have been.
Like, and the nurses do that.
Furthering her medical
Yeah.
knowledge.
Nurses do that a lot. They take
suppose.
like do courses, I think, so they can like do pathology
Yeah.
and like do ultrasounds, like you
Must
said.
have
They got to
been.
do extra stuff.
That should
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I also got my first COVID-19 jab. Got my first
job,
one.
man.
Got the first one done.
Yeah. It was really tough actually when COVID hit for Jack because he actually would be someone who might be high risk to it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know what
His
that means.
because your mum told me that you know your respiratory system where you like how you breathe, it's not the greatest at times. Like remember you were just telling me on the way in because you're allergic to bees as well, right?
Oh, I had to use my EpiPen because
You did.
in Brisbane I got stunned.
So he got stung by a
Oh,
bee, and then
no,
he had
Jack.
to have an EpiPen,
Oh,
and then he had to go to hospital for
Yeah.
a couple
Or-
of hours
you have
Before-
to
because
now,
Because
don't
he
you?
swelled up.
I showed up
Oh.
So
really
yeah,
bad.
stuff like that. I think though, you know, there's a bit of a concern with COVID there. So
Yeah, that's up. But
And
you're not
that's-
alone though. I mean, there's a lot of other
No.
people
Yeah.
in
And I,
like your
I
community.
also got this other friend in Brisbane, and what is she? She's diabetic, so she has to stick a needle in her stomach when she eats certain
Oh.
things.
oh, I feel so sorry.
I
People
know.
because I don't like I've said, I don't like
Yeah.
needles. I don't like
Oh.
pricking. So the idea of having to test my blood
well,
all the
Oh.
time.
surely if you were
No.
diabetic, like you just
Oh.
get used
Well,
to
you
it.
have to.
You
Well,
have
that's the
to,
thing with
yeah.
all of like, you know, having any kind of disability or
Mm.
being, you know, being divergent in any kind of way.
Mhm.
Is you just
But-
gotta live with it, don't you?
And then when I get my EpiPen, I don't see. I can't even sit. There's no needle. There is a needle, but I can't see it or feel it.
No.
But when I get my first one in, then call 000 straight away. Then use my second one straight away.
Yeah.
Wow. So it sounds like you're a bit of a pro with
then-
that.
And then when it's all over and done, then they'll give me a script, and then they give me 2 more pens.
Yeah. So you carry them around everywhere you go.
I have
You've got
to-
them with you today, don't you?
I have to carry them everywhere I
Yeah.
go. I don't like doing it, but I have to.
You've got to.
I have to take it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He carries them around at work too.
I have to carry it around work as well.
Yeah.
Well, because you're outside.
That's
you never,
right.
You never know with
Yeah.
bees. You
Mhm.
can't control them.
If I leave the bee alone and don't have it, I won't sting.
Bees don't mean to be mean, do they?
No.
No.
No, they
They're
don't.
actually, they mean very well. They do a lot of great stuff for us. They just, some people like you, Jack, it's not
They
good.
don't react
Don't
well
like
to
you
a
back.
sting.
And
Yeah.
then also, if a bee stings you, a bee will die.
Yeah, that's sad. That makes me very upset.
Mm.
Oh no.
Can I ask you a question, Jack? Yeah.
Yep.
What makes a good mentor?
It makes a very good mentor when I never met them, and they're always sometimes they'll be late because that's okay. Sometimes they're helpful. Sometimes they have better things and other jobs, and they're
Yeah.
studying hard.
Yeah, so a lot of them study, right? A lot of
Oh.
we have like a lot of students and stuff.
Yeah,
be
but-
support
but
workers.
Bella was my other mentor, and she was a female. And
Yeah?
then I think she was studying to be a psychologist.
That's what I'm
Mm.
doing.
Mm.
Yeah, that's what I do right now as well. So I've got clients, but I'm studying to be a psychologist as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so what makes Liam a good mentor or a bad mentor?
You can say anything,
anything you want.
You can be completely honest. Maybe start with a good thing.
Start
though.
with a good thing.
All right. So the good thing is he's always on time. He's never late. If he's late, he gives me a call. Sometimes I give him a call. When I'm on the train, he gives me a call to let me find
Yeah.
out how far I am.
Yeah.
And then
So communication.
communication. and
What
then-
about how do I put it? What about Liam's personality? What do you like about Liam's personality? What makes you guys get along? Good team. What
Ooh,
about it?
That's really hard to answer. That one.
Really?
It's not a hard one.
Is a hard one for you to answer?
Yeah.
Well, what do you like? Is Liam loud and crazy and you like that about him, or is he kind and more
He's-
quiet?
He's kind and he helps because sometimes some numbers are like 45. Where does a 45 go? Because I don't know. But there's a one bus I do recognise, the airport bus, because there's a picture of a plane. That's how I can tell.
Right.
Because
So you think I'm helpful?
Liam told
Yeah.
me what that was, and now I know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. Where do you
That's
think?
good. That's nice.
what
Thank
would-
you, Jack.
What about if you didn't have Liam? What do you think would happen then?
If I didn't have Liam,
Yeah.
I would get very confused, and don't remember what numbers I'm doing and what numbers I'm
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
something actually that we should point out about the job that Jack does is that we've always supported him to do it as well. So
Oh.
yeah, at the
okay.
moment it's actually someone else who's called Chris who's doing the job, but I supported Jack to do the volunteering, and then when he was getting paid all the way through for a good 2 and a bit years, I think. So, and like you said, it's like a kind of a team effort.
Yeah.
So Jack definitely has his skills that he brings. Like he's got a really good, he's got a good keen eye for like bus numbers and trains and where things are going and all that. But like you said before, like he's, school was hard. It was kind of hard for him to concentrate and to learn at times. So he does need a little bit of help here and there with like numbers and words and stuff like that.
Okay.
And so that's what we do at Inclusion WA with Jack's job, is that we just support him to basically complete the tasks that he has for his job so that he can earn this money and do the job that he's been hired to do. Isn't that right, Jack?
Yeah.
Big yawn from Jack. I think you're right, and it is so important. It's not so much that our clients, people we work with, don't have the capabilities to do a job. It's that the world isn't made to suit all people, right? We wish it was, but it isn't. So some people need extra support, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
I'm not good at everything.
I'm not good at everything.
Yeah,
No,
same.
what do you want from me? I'm not good at everything. I need help sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need help because sometimes when I need help, I sometimes to look up how things work because I don't actually understand how they work.
Yeah.
Like, how does an escalator work? Because I have no idea how it works.
Well, you're pretty good at like researching stuff, though, aren't
I'm
you?
pretty good at researching PowerPoints and stuff.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, see, I think if someone, like a typical being would just ignore that stuff, right? So I think it's kind of like, I think it's awesome that you've got all these really niche interests and you learn everything about them. I don't know many people who do that. It's special. I'm sure you could tell me everything there is to know about dairy cows and about trains.
I only know a little bit about cows. Not
You know
a
more
lot.
than me.
I don't know a lot.
You probably know more than other people. I think it's awesome. You've got interests.
And then I also know how an escalator works. I know how that
Because you looked
works.
it up.
Because I looked it up.
See, not everyone does that. You're curious.
I'm really curious.
Yeah.
I got this other game on my PS4 called Bus Simulator. And basically what you do...
Oh, I have a client who does that too.
Bus Simulator.
Yeah.
I like it because it's basically what you do. You make your own company and then you get to do your own routes.
Yeah.
And then you have to watch out for potholes and people will say, hello, can I have one ticket? $2.50. And you have to work out your money. Sometimes I give them the warm money. Oh,
it's like you're the bus person.
Yeah.
So you simulate. Yeah, I have another client who
and then you have to
does
do
that a lot.
You have to do the money. That's
That's the
hard.
worst part.
And then you put the ramp out. Oh, and then you take them around, drop them off. And then I also got this other one called Farm Simulator. Sometimes I like to play shooting games. Sometimes I like to play simulators. Sometimes I just like to play any type of game I just feel like.
So, Jack, it's been a great chat. We've been going for a while. I think we might just have to wrap things up. But I want to give you the last word. So this podcast, this is our first episode, by the way, if you are listening. It's all about you. We want it to be about you, Jack, and any other guests that we bring in, we want it to be about them. So we want you to give us what your final word would be about the phrase "I'm here too," which is the name of our podcast. Like, what would you say, like, if you were just given the floor and you could speak to like any person or every person in the world, what would you want to say about making the world a better place?
If I was trying to make the world a better place, just don't be scared and just try new stuff. Don't be scared and just try. If you like the job, you can. If you like the job, you can have it. But if you don't like the job, that's okay because you can volunteer first to find if you like it or not.
That is an amazing way to finish. Thank you so much, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Thanks for coming on. All right, thanks for listening, everyone. See ya.
Bye.